In this episode, we hop on a flight to France to visit our friends Philipp and Anna. Who are they, you might ask? Well, they live in this place, and they're YouTube's most famous chateau-renovating couple out there. And we show you guys the full 1-hour tour of the entire chateau. And you guys do not want to miss this. Seriously, you don't want to miss it. Let's go.
4 years ago, we took a leap of faith and bought a Swedish manor house that once served as a hotel. Now, we're transforming it into our forever home. Join us as we bring this historic estate back to life, with all the craziness that comes with it. Welcome to Swedish Manor Life.
We are on a different road trip today because we are in France.
We are in France.
Yeah.
Viva la France! That's what everyone is saying as soon as you try to speak with them. Viva la France! Yes, I know. And please have my coffee. Viva la France! No, people are so nice. So as you guys probably remember, Philipp and Anna came and visited us this summer at our place. So now we are returning the favor by visiting them at their place. It's only fitting. And we are so excited about that.
Yay!
Yay!
What are we gonna do there?
I have no idea.
We want a house tour, of course. I would love to see some secondhand shops. Do you think they have them?
I'm pretty confident that they do have it.
Yeah?
They call it something else though. Brokant.
Something like that. Okay. Hope that they know a place like that. I want to fill up the trunk again.
I'm sure they do. Yeah, this is a rental car, mind you, so we're not driving this back home.
Okay.
But we can buy another suitcase, I guess.
We can do that. Perfect. Bring your tools?
No, I wish I did. But apparently it's frowned upon to take your circular saw as a carry-on luggage.
Okay, so we're at the chateau and we've just had a nice fika with Philipp and Anna. We love these guys. They are so nice and we've been talking about tons of different things. And now we're going outside a little bit because we want to get a present for Anna. Philipp has already had his and we're going to have a look inside what that was. And we have a little surprise for Anna that I hope that she's going to like. Anna! Hey!
Hey!
Good. We got something for you. I mean, Philipp, he has been given his gift. which is obviously
strictly private.
yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna show what it is.
yeah.
Are they empty already?
That's showing. I'm showing, not trying.
Okay, this is the Swedish cinnamon buns.
Yes.
This is Philip's absolute favourite thing.
And by now they're numbered. So
Okay.
I would
Hang on a
not.
second. How many? I think there's. Oh.
We bought 8.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that
All
will
for
last
Philip.
you for a
Look
week.
at these. They are so
Just
good.
enough for a week.
And you just can't buy them here in France. So
Really? Because this is from Gâteau, so it's like a French-inspired Swedish bakery. Okay, but they don't make it here.
Hey,
Ah.
you can't eat one now.
For dinner, come on.
It's fika time. It is now.
We just had fika time. So we want to give something for Anna. This is some inspiration for the home.
Oh my goodness.
Do you remember when you were at our place? You were looking in the Swedish version of this book.
No.
It's called A Home, and it's from Carl and Karin Larsson, who were like pioneers in interior design and art
Yeah.
during the last turn of the century.
Yeah.
And they have a very
Wow.
inspiring home, and we thought that this could
Beautiful.
suit you guys.
I love it. Oh my goodness, thank you. I remember seeing this book and it's all in
you were
English.
talking about them.
Now
since-
it's in English,
Yeah. Oh,
That's
nice.
amazing. Oh, look at that.
and they love using colors.
Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. Those like hand painted tiles, those chimneys. This is amazing. Thank you. That's so kind.
Good morning. We just woke up in a very nice room here at the chateau. You can obviously tell that these guys have run a B&B before. This room it has everything you can wish for and a lot more to it.
Yeah, it's a great place. Fantastic room, great views, even greater hosts, obviously.
Oh yes, oh
We
yes.
love those guys.
Yeah.
And we are getting ready to start the day. Kids are watching some TV. We're about to have breakfast
Yeah.
and kick things off.
It's gonna be a lovely day.
Welcome.
Thank you. We're Anna's and Philip's house in Normandy.
Oh, there
and he's
goes Philip.
working.
He's busy editing this week's video.
Or trying to book us a lunch.
Oh yeah, that's true because we forgot that it's a bank holiday weekend and everywhere's booked.
Oh, yeah.
But it's fine. We've got it under control.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we thought we'll take the opportunity to do a house tour
Yes.
with Anna.
Yeah.
And we've been longing to see your house in real life.
Yes.
It feels like we're walking into your YouTube video because you're professionals at these at YouTube videos, and we'll put a link to there to your site, of course.
Thank you. Yeah.
So we're in your kitchen.
Yes. So this is our kitchen and it's definitely the heart of our home. It's like really where we spend most of our time in the chateau. And we only renovated it. We've lived here now for 5 years, but we only renovated it maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite room. Oh, you're here. Philip, you're Philip, are you not a professional? Philip is not professional. He's just walking in on us filming. Like, okay.
As you can see, we have the best day in front of us as well, because
Yes.
we're doing a lot of nice things after this tour as
Yeah.
well that you'll see on our episode, and we're doing something for your
Yes. For our episode 2.
yeah.
Yeah. So yes, so I was saying, this is our kitchen. It's the heart of our home, really is. We spend all of our time in here. We renovated it 2 years ago, and it was a lot of work. We worked with our carpenter, Benoit, who's a good friend of ours now. And so he made the whole kitchen bespoke for us. And yeah, I mean, it's like my dream kitchen. We have this lovely island here that we wanted to make it look like an old chateau, because in these chateau kitchens, you often see like a table, an old table in the island in the middle, but the height is obviously not really good. So we were inspired by an old table, and he turned all of these legs to make it look like a table, but we obviously wanted to have the convenience of some modernity. So we've got all of our fridge, and we got the sink and some storage on this side, which we had built in. And yes,
this is nice.
Yeah, so we've got 2 sinks. Yeah. When we made this kitchen, we still were running our guest house because we used to have a bed and breakfast business. And we had that in mind, so we knew that we were doing a lot of washing up, a lot of food prep. So, for example, we have 2 sinks. In our old kitchen, we made a very temporary island, and the island became a bit we had the dishwasher here, and it became like the dumping ground, always stacked up with dishes. Yeah. So we have that sink over there, so next to the dishwasher, so we have all the dishes going over there. And and then we have 2 fridges, we have one here, and then some things are still a little unfinished. I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah, I know how it is.
And we did an honest tour recently where we showed everything that's not finished. Because, for example, this fridge has yet to be attached to the door. So it's not completely...
But still you have a fridge, so...
We have a fridge.
We're happy about that.
It's working.
Yeah. And these doors, were they original?
Yes, so these were... The only thing that's kind of remaining that was here before were these doors.
Yeah.
And they are actually doors, because this part of the chateau was renovated probably during the First World War, when they didn't have a lot of materials, didn't have very, trained, skilled workmen to do the job. So they just took doors and used them to make cupboards. So we've kept those, and that inspired us to create the same moldings for all the rest of the cupboards. So before, that was just a loss of space up there.
Right.
So we've got these cupboards. Yeah. They're also not finished though.
Well, it's the way it is.
Yes.
Let's not focus on the unfinished. Let's focus on the finished, because you have done an amazing job during these years. So
thank you. And then we've got this fireplace chimney here, which we actually had to raise up because it used to be down here, which was not very practical for cooking. And it had a wall in the middle of it. So we opened this all up. We had to put a lintel in and raise this. And it's created this lovely little nook for cooking. And for example, I did these tiles.
You did these tiles?
Yes.
How did you do this?
You
are an artist and you do wallpapers, you're a pattern designer, so I know that you're good with this, but this was a new tile.
Yeah, this was out of my comfort zone, but I love, with every project, with every room, I try to make it as personal as possible, and I love learning new skills. Yeah. So I had this idea. I'd seen a lot of these beautiful Delft tiles, which are very expensive if you want to buy them secondhand. Yeah. And I had just had this crazy idea that maybe I could create them myself.
Of course.
And I got in touch with a local ceramist, and I went over there and I spent, oh, sorry, that's Ziggy whining. He wants to go. Come on then. All right. And I spent a couple of weeks. It was quite labor intensive, but I really enjoyed the process. He showed me the whole process of glazing them, painting them.
But these are everyone is hand painted. It's not like you do with your wallpaper that you make a stamp and then push. This is all handmade.
Every single one is completely individual, and when you look at them, you can see there's like some differences. There's also a few mistakes, but that's what I love.
That's part of the process. Yes. And I mean, that's what gives it this charm. You made them.
That's the thing, and I think that's why I really enjoy to do these handmade projects, because there is that feeling that, it's been done by hand. There are mistakes, and those are the imperfections and the charm.
Absolutely.
So I even put my initials. Our initials are here, AM, and then 2022.
Oh, nice.
So who knows if it will still be here, but maybe in 100 years, somebody will come and see it. And the reason that I also was inspired to do this blue and white color was because when we were excavating the floor, we did a massive excavation. Yeah. I found a very old piece of tile that was in these kind of colorways. So I wonder if there would have been originally this kind of tile here.
All right.
Yeah, so that was part of the inspiration for the tiles. Yeah.
Nice. The colors in here, we talked yesterday, and you were saying that you really like that the cupboards are in this warm neutral.
Yes. Similar to your place, actually.
Yeah, we have a similar, and it's really nice together with the brass details because that brings the warmth.
Yeah.
And picks out the warmth in this color.
Yeah.
But I really like that you have an accent on the kitchen island, and that's a really good.
Is that a good trick?
It's a great trick to introduce some more color into a kitchen where you want it to be mostly neutral. And this is. It's like is it a grayish green?
It's a grey green. It's called Pompeian ash.
Yeah.
So I remember that when we were choosing this color, I was very inspired by the painting that's my Nana's. So my grandmother was an artist, and this was in her kitchen, in her house. And so I had said to my mom, please, can I have this painting?
Yeah.
And so I decided to use that as my inspiration for the color palette in here. So you can see the creams were pulled from the background in this color here. And then the greens, there's a lot of greens in the painting as well. And I do love green.
And I mean, the green is also outside, so you can automatically check that box with the green. And then you have the brown, you have a really lovely kitchen table.
Yes, this is a second-hand find. So you can find these quite inexpensively in France.
Good.
There's a second-hand site that we use often for sourcing furniture. And then we like to mix it in with some more kind of classic designer pieces or, more modern pieces. So it's always a kind of mix of, antiques and contemporary.
That's a smart.
Yeah, but it's similar like with you guys.
Yeah. And is this like a pantry?
Yeah,
or?
No.
Okay, let's not open it.
This is hiding all of the recycling. Because we have to take out our recycling, we have to take it to the recycling center. Yeah. So we just have these, I can show you. It's just some massive boxes that we store in here. Yeah. Originally there was like a wood store here. It was just a random big hole in the middle of the kitchen where they would have traditionally had the wood for heating the oven. But so we thought that was a good place to hide that there. Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's a superb kitchen, and you have a lot of storage. I love that you're using the whole height of the ceiling because this is a very airy kitchen. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, we do have a lot of height in this house and a lot of light, which was one of the things that really attracted me in when we first visited, because even though it's, it's a very big home, the room sizes are not huge, but we have that height and we have a lot of light. So it's always, it feels nice in here. I don't feel too claustrophobic or...
No, it has a very nice scale to it, very homey scale, even though it's a large chateau. Yeah.
Should we go on?
Yes.
Let's go on. There might be a little bit of mess and chaos in some parts of the chateau right now.
Well, we brought our kids as well, so I think they're...
We've got 4 kids and they're having a lot of fun. But I'll just quickly show you. This is a space that we did recently.
This is your wallpaper.
This is one of my wallpapers.
Yes.
This is our entrance boot room. Yeah. It's the room that we come into when we come into the chateau. We don't use the main entrance.
So this is a family entrance.
This is a family entrance. Yeah. It's chaos. There's mess. This is we're giving you the real life tour here. It's not Instagrammable. But
a house that's being lived in. I think that's a good thing.
So I have been making wallpapers for a lot of the rooms in the chateau and using a technique where I engrave lino and then I stamp the wallpaper myself. And this is one that I did, and I'm thinking, because I recently developed my own wallpaper line, which I've just launched, and so you'll see that paper upstairs, but this is one that I'm considering also putting into production. So it could be possible to maybe purchase it in the future.
Wow. Yeah. All right. So this is an exclusive look.
Yes.
On this paper.
Yeah. But I enjoyed doing that. It's a small space, and we just played with that because it's obviously quite a dark wallpaper, but it feels cozy. You come in and it's inviting. It's kind of it's a nice space to come in, even if it's chaos. And over there is the kids' playroom, which we don't need to show you because it's also a mess. But this is our dining room, and
this is like a complete other color scheme that we've seen previously.
Yes.
Could you tell us a bit about the color choice?
Yeah,
I mean, it's lovely. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I love it too, but at the beginning I wasn't super comfortable with using such a bright color. I had an aversion to red in the past. We did try to paint one of our evening salons in red, and it was a disaster.
Okay.
But this is a room where it's our dining room.
Yeah.
And I'd been using a lot of green, and I really didn't want to use green again.
Yeah.
And so we
this
started
was a little bit like pushing your
the boundaries.
your comfort zone a little bit.
Definitely, definitely. So Philip wanted to paint it red, and I found this really beautiful Tuscan red.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is it has definitely that earthiness to it, so it's not too bright. And also what we discovered is that red is a traditional color to have in dining rooms because it's said to stimulate appetite. So, and I love it. It feels very cozy in here. It's been painted, but we're still looking for furniture, so it's very empty in here. We haven't got any curtains. So it's a work in progress with a lot of our rooms. We are still searching, and we're quite picky with furniture, and it's taking us time. Some things, we picked this up very quickly in MIOs, which is a charity shop in France, for 25 euros.
Okay, that's a fantastic bargain. Oh my goodness, I'm so jealous.
And it was an emergency because we were hosting Christmas two years ago, and we had all of our family coming, and this was the project that we had to get finished for Christmas to host everybody, and we didn't have a dining table. Philip picked this one up last minute, and it extends, so it's great.
It's perfect, yeah.
But it's not it's not in great condition, but yeah, it works.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean, the contrast with the really nice new walls.
Yes.
Together with this patina, it's just brings life to a home. And these chairs are really nice. I've never seen a chair that's, it's so thin.
Yes, so this is,
glossy.
Philip found these. He's really into product design and furniture design, and he loves looking on antique auctions. Yeah. So he picked these up. We got very lucky. We found them online, and they are Italian from the 60s. And I think we got them for a bargain, like 300 for a set of 6. Yeah. And then we found on First Dibs, which is this very nice auction site, that they were worth maybe 3 times as much. So we were really happy with that. They do need to be reupholstered, so that's a project for the future.
But you're good at that, so
I enjoy doing these sort of things. Yeah. So that will be a project we'll get onto, and you might recognise. So this was actually the candelabra that we picked up with you guys this summer. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, it's a Swedish manufacturer called Gusum.
Yeah.
We are in love with that.
This designer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we saw it all over your place, and when we went you took us into a charity shop, and then Philip saw that one, and we were like, okay, we're going to have to get it. Yeah. And since then, he's been on the search for more, and he actually found this also online on an auction site. So that's another one. Okay,
I just have to warn you, because among men, Gusum could become a sort of an obsession.
Oh,
yeah, because Carl, he's buying this like every week.
Oh, God.
So I need to...
Now it's going to be a competition, because I think Philip is going to be trying to get in there before Carl.
Ooh,
we'll have to see.
Ooh,
no, but we really were inspired by those everything that you had in your home. So we have a little collection now to remind us of our time in Sweden.
I love it. The mantle here is really, really nice. And you have this amazing mirror.
Yes, this is an original mirror. So there weren't many mirrors left in the chateau when we moved in, because they'd taken a lot of them. But this was one that, thankfully, I think it was just too difficult to get it off the wall. So it stayed. And I love it. It's a huge mirror. And it's beautifully gilded and aged. And this is a wooden fireplace. We don't think it's original. Because the chateau was occupied during the war, and we know that there was German soldiers based here. So quite a lot of the marble fireplaces were damaged. You can see that there's broken marble here because they were cutting wood to warm the rooms. And that needs to be repaired. And somebody suggested using something like a gold, what is it called? The Japanese ceramic technique where you have broken ceramics and then they use this gilded...
to highlight the
broken... So I thought that was quite a fun idea.
Yeah. But I mean, it gives a lot of charm.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to fix everything. This is part of the
it's
history
part of the history
too. So
exactly.
I wouldn't bother. I think it looks amazing.
So moving from the dining room to your main entrance.
This is the main entrance, and this is the entrance when we ran the guest house our guests used.
Yeah.
So that was our private wing, and then this was for our guests here. And this was a lot of work because when we arrived, we needed to figure out how to bring all of the connection to the main sewers and
going in the main entrance.
Yes.
So that means like digging a big trench.
We had a huge trench that came from outside under, we have these stone granite steps.
Yeah.
And Philip had to dig by hand and tunnel underneath them, excavate. And then we had this trench that came underneath through here, under the stairs. So it was a huge amount of work just to bring in the sewer pipes and water connection, but it was essential. We had to do it. So,
But you were pretty happy when you could seal that and put this amazing. Is it? This is sandstone. Or?
It's called Pierre de Bourgogne, Burgundy stone, and this is something you would traditionally see in an 18th century chateau. So our chateau, this main part of the chateau is 18th century. We have a 19th century edition on the wing.
Yeah.
And when we moved, it was just 1930 tiles, so nothing beautiful, and we just took them out, and we took that opportunity to put down something that we thought was more in keeping with the style of the chateau. And I love them. And they get a kind of patina. So even though they're only like 3 or 4 years old, they already start to look quite aged, which I love.
Yeah.
And we also had our carpenter add all of the paneling.
Okay, so that's new. It looks like it's always been here.
Well, we uncovered that there was some fabric on the walls, and when we removed it, we could see where there was painted. They had like a faux marble, like a fake marble painting, and here it stopped. So we believe there would have been paneling. Perhaps at some point it got wood rot or something, and they had to remove it. So we wanted to reinstate that, and.
So it's installed on the same height, probably as the original.
Yeah.
Really nice. The colors in here, it has more of a blue tone to it than
You thought?
Yeah, I thought.
Well, it's really funny because today is a very kind of grey day, and it really depends on the time of day, on the time of year.
Yeah.
So it looks quite grey right now because the light is very dark.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can try and open the door here and you might see it's kind of... You see it changes a little bit.
Yeah. But it has a nice tone. It looks really good together with the dining room.
Yeah.
It's
complementary.
Exactly. It looks really good.
Well, I am a big fan of green, and at the beginning when we first moved here, I hadn't really used much colour before in our previous homes, but I felt that we needed to bring colour in.
Yeah.
And I love green. It's it obviously feels quite historic. Historically, it was used a lot, but it has that really calming feel. It's like nature inside.
Exactly, bringing the outside in.
Yeah.
And you can see they have a nice garden just outside the door with a very
big lawn,
emerald green lawn, and the yew hedges, and the main
gates.
The main gate.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic view.
Hey guys, I really hope that you're enjoying this video. We just wanted to make a little clip.
Yeah, you can't speak. Who cares? The point is, if you like what you're seeing, give it a like, a thumbs up, hit the bell, and subscribe. And also, the point of this message was that we have now launched our very own Patreon page. So if you guys want even more behind the scenes action, head over there, subscribe, and we'll be so grateful. We love you guys, and thank you again for supporting this journey. So let's get back to the tour and the video.
Through here is what was formerly our breakfast room for the guests. And it's in a state of project.
I can see a lot of creative, like, interior design going on in
This
here.
is definitely something that I would like both of you to give us some feedback on. We're going to do a little consultation, I think, later.
Yeah,
So
and that's going to be shown on your episode.
Yes, yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, because we were very inspired when we came to your home this summer to see how you had made your manor house really feel homely and cozy. And this, ever since we stopped the guest house, we just have left this pretty much as it was. There was a couple of tables and chairs, and it was a bit sad because it's one of the most beautiful rooms.
It is. It's a shame that you're not using it.
Exactly. And I was thinking, what are we doing? We have an evening, what we call the evening salon, which was always for our guests to sit and relax by the fire.
Yeah.
But we've never had a family living room with comfy sofa.
Okay.
This sofa is very old. It was in our kids' playroom for so long because when we first moved here, we were like, no, it doesn't fit in here. It's not the right style. And we didn't really know where to put it. So we put it in the kids' playroom. And it's been completely destroyed. It's stained. It's old. It needs to be reupholstered.
Okay.
But I've decided that's going to be my next project.
All right. That's lovely. I mean,
So-
you know how to do this.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I've never done something on this level, but we will see how I get on.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, the color in here is, again, another tone of green.
I mean, it is. It's very similar to the one in the hallway, but it's not the
But
exact
lighter.
same. It's
Yeah.
lighter.
Yeah, and also it's more light in this room already because we're south facing, and then we have more windows.
You have. This is a corner room, obviously, so you have 4 windows. It's
And plus we have the glass doors, so you can literally see from one side of the chateau through to the other. So it's very light.
Yeah.
We have this fireplace here. In both of the 2 salons, we ended up having to replace because they were not original.
Okay.
And we found these secondhand and had them shipped from, I think both of them were somewhere in the south of France. And they were not expensive, actually, which was crazy. And it was just a bit of a challenge to try and find one that fit the right size.
Okay, but now it looks like it's always been here. It works perfectly with the floor.
Yeah. So we
with the
reused,
marble.
that was the marble of the old fireplace.
Oh, yeah.
So we were able to repurpose that just to have that little floor bit here.
Yeah.
And we had a tiler put these clay tiles, which you find traditionally a lot in France, especially in Normandy. So we put in those.
Yeah.
And we've installed wood burners in quite a lot of the rooms in the salons because we were losing a huge amount of heat and we wanted to make sure we found an efficient way to heat the rooms, and they work brilliantly. They're very small, but they really heat these rooms. You don't even need to put the radiators on in the winter.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. And yes, you will see this actually is in the video that we're making for this week. So,
so this is the new one that you've gilded?
yes, it was white for so long, for the last 5 years, because we painted this in such a rush to be able to open our business.
Yeah.
I just didn't have time to gild it.
No.
And I took that opportunity this week to finally get around to gilding it. And I'm happy because it's obviously has this imperfections, but I think it definitely helps to, I don't know, give some warmth in the room.
Exactly. I mean, gold has that.
Has that effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. Yeah, it's a fantastic room. So from here,
Yes.
you could walk straight through.
Exactly. We can go straight through into our evening salon.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
The blue room.
this is, and I do love this room as well because it's a very deep blue, but it's got a lot of green in it. So it's not a cold blue. It has a warmth in it. And
that's strictly
coziness.
with blue. I mean, blue is normally, considered
Cold.
cold.
Yeah, and we are
sure.
north facing here.
Ah, right.
So it was really tricky because it's a much darker space.
Yeah.
But it definitely feels like a cozy room to be in the evening when you have the fire on and you can sit in here. We've basically did this with whatever we could find at the time.
Yeah.
We were on a quite tight budget. So the 2 chairs here I found in MIO's, the charity shop, and I recovered them.
What a find.
Yeah, and then also these I found online, and luckily the base had been redone, but they needed to be reupholstered on the top.
Yeah. I remember you struggling, you were working late nights to get these done.
This was difficult because often what you can find if you find old chairs is you can remove the old fabric and then you have a pattern. Except there was no old fabric. So I had to make the pattern, and because of the shaping, that was quite tricky. But I learned a lot. As every project in the chateau, I've been learning as I go and making mistakes, but hopefully, improving. And
but you're an inspiration to everyone who watch your show to
have a go.
Even though we're not going to be as good as you are, but we feel that we can try at least.
And honestly, YouTube is great for that. Like I look at YouTube videos. I also used somebody on Instagram who is a professional upholsterer, and I was posting some pictures, and she got in touch and she said, "Let me know if you need some help." And I said,
"Oh, that's nice.
How am I supposed to finish here?" She explained how to make the piping. So I think that it's just about having some patience. But what's nice is that afterwards you can find the fabric that fits in with your color scheme, with your design and your taste. And make it really personal.
Exactly. And this old chair didn't end up at the dump.
No.
It's here in your chateau. That's really nice.
So again, the fireplace, and I think you said you have something similar in your place.
Yeah, we do. Also in like Carrara marble with the shell shape here. Has that sort of same, this little like
botanical shape here.
Yeah, we have like tassels or something. It's very similar.
That's
but you said that this was also something that you found
online. Yeah, we were really on a tight budget. I think this one ended up costing 150 euros.
Wow, that's not a lot.
Yeah, in France it's quite crazy. You can pick up things like this relatively inexpensively if you look online for secondhand. And we got very lucky. It was almost the right size. We did have to work with our carpenter just to sort of make some adjustments here to the side.
But again, it looks like it's always been here. So that was a fantastic job that you did.
And this was the first mirror that I gilded. So that was 3 years ago. And funnily enough, talking about using YouTube tutorials, when I was doing this one this week, I'd forgotten exactly the process. So I went back and watched my old video. And it was very funny because it was when we first started YouTube. So it's a little weird to watch myself back, but it was quite helpful because I was like, oh, okay, that's how I did it. Great. Then I just went ahead and redid the other one.
Smart to use it like that.
Yeah. And so at the moment we have the horrible TV in here, but
you also have a nice piano.
Yes, we do. This is a friend of ours who has lent it to us, and we've had it here for a couple of years now.
Has he forgotten about it?
We're hoping he doesn't want it back. He lives in Paris, so he has a small apartment.
All right.
And they said, could we look after it? So we're very happy to be looking after it for them.
We can talk to Carl later because he's a really good piano player.
I didn't know that. Do you have a piano?
We have a piano,
We missed that. Okay, well, definitely Carl will be summoned to the piano later. Okay, so we'll walk through here to... This is an area that's transformed quite dramatically since we bought it, because when we first visited the chateau, there was a downstairs shower toilet here.
Like the end of the hallway.
Yes, it was a bit strange, and it had been probably put in the 70s or 80s, and they blocked up these doors, and these doors were missing. So from the outside, it looks really horrible because it was just like a big concrete square on the back. And we asked the previous owner, do you know what happened? And she said, oh yes, I think the doors might be in one of the outbuildings.
You found it in the outbuildings.
And we found them, and there was just on this door, the hinges were missing. So we had to get, these are new hinges. So you can see those are the original ones. And we had these made and we tried to copy them as close as possible. So you can see they're slightly different. And again, we worked with our carpenter, Benoit, to help us to repair them. But we were so happy. It was such a great find because to recreate those doors. And what's interesting is these were in much better condition than the front doors, because they've been, for the last 50 years, stored in an outbuilding.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, what a great find.
And then eventually, a few months after we'd installed them, we uncovered a door with the original hinges on. So they'd been reused for an outbuilding. And we couldn't believe it. We were like, no. But anyway, we're happy with how it looks now.
It looks fantastic. And then this is like a powder room.
So this is our washroom. We originally created this for our guests to use. And it was one of my favorite projects in the chateau.
This is something else. You can obviously see already what I'm talking about. This is hand painted.
Yes, so this is a mural that I painted. It was inspired by Villa Livia, and I wanted to create a kind of Norman version. So you can see I did like the apple trees.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a lot of apples here in Normandy.
Oh, of course.
And I ended up, it was a pretty quick project. I ended up using some...
Quick project? How could this be a quick project?
You won't believe it, but we were filming this for a UK TV show called Chateau DIY, and they were very pressed on timing. They were like, we need to film, we're coming back in like 2 weeks, and it needs to be the reveal. Ooh. So it was quick, but it was a brilliant, fun project. I ended up using any like leftover testers to paint it with. So I used any paint that we had already.
Yeah.
This is the same color that's in the room that you guys are staying in. So everybody was complaining that I was using too much green, but it was also just practical because I had loads of leftover paint and I just wanted to use it up. But yeah, this was not even existing, this room. It was part of what is the back kitchen of the 18th century part of the chateau. So it was one big open space. But as we needed to create a washroom for our guests, we sort of built this into that space. And so again, we created the moldings. We bought this sink, which was originally the only bathroom in the whole chateau, which was upstairs. And
so it's reclaimed from yourself.
Yes, it is from our chateau, but I love it.
Nice curvy shape.
Yeah. And the mirror we found it up in our attic. Yeah.
No way.
Yes. So that was a good find. It's very damaged, but I love that.
I mean, the whole theme in this room with
the botanicals.
It's like a fairy tale bathroom, you know, and this being aged like this, it's just...
And again, I think these were found online secondhand.
Yeah, they fit perfectly in here. Yeah. And then there's a toilet in here. Yeah. Where you put some...
Oh, yes. Some of our Swedish finds.
Exactly, I remember
So this is quite a simple toilet. And for now, we haven't done much in here, but we decided to put these pictures, which we found with you guys in the charity shop. Yeah. And I really love them because every time I come in here, I'm reminded of Sweden. And you told us that they are sketches from Sweden, like from Stockholm or...
I can't remember from where exactly, but definitely from Sweden. Yeah. They're very nice.
There's a few, touches of Sweden all over the chateau now. So we can go upstairs.
And this is the longest staircase I've ever seen.
It's a very shallow depth of step, and that would have been traditionally because when ladies had very big dresses, to walk very elegant.
And here, Anna, I can see that you have something going on. You've been collecting some really nice paintings.
A few art pieces. We're still on the hunt, and we need so many more. But again, we have a little bit of those kind of green Normandy scenes that we love. And this one was so inexpensive. It doesn't have the frame and it's quite damaged, but I love it because it has that sort of rustic feel.
Yeah. And has all, the colors are all
tying in. Yeah, sometimes it's just by chance and the color of the walls was already here, but then we just found these things online and we thought, maybe this would go well. And then you get it here and you're like, it's perfect. Perfect. And okay, so up here used to be the guest rooms and we are transforming it into other uses right now. So for example, this has now become my studio space. And I just only did that this year. I decided I'd been working in different rooms, moving around all the time.
Yeah. But I mean, you have the space, so why not just remove a bed?
Exactly. For so long, I was like keeping the bed in here, and I thought, well, maybe when friends come, and I thought, actually, we have enough rooms. I need a space.
You need it for yourself.
And
good decision.
Yeah, and it's made such a difference. So I've got a nice big print table here. I've got my desk over here to work, and I've got my mood boards.
Yeah.
I've got a little sewing table, and even Lily got a sewing machine for her birthday. So she also comes and does a bit of sewing. And
That's sweet. That's sweet. And the wall color.
yes.
I love pink.
Yes.
What girl doesn't? It's such a warm feeling in here.
Yeah,
and I really like the velvet.
The velvet, yes. And this color was, so it's pink ground from Farrenball, and this is a specific pink that has a lot of orange in it. Because I was testing loads of pink colors, but a lot of them have blue in them, and they're quite cold. And this is a north-facing room.
Yeah.
So this was the one pink that felt warm in this room. So it was really definitely in each room we tried to consider the orientation, the color of the light that was going to be in the room. And and then I quite liked, because it's quite girly, I then wanted to bring in something that felt sort of a bit more, dramatic by having that
And
contrast.
masculine. I think velvet is always masculine.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit of a messy room, but I love it. It's where I get creative, and
It's fantastic.
So this is one of the other previous guest rooms. It was the blue room. And you'll have to excuse, because we're in the middle of renovating our master bedroom.
Oh, yes.
And this is the bed that I've been making for the master bedroom, but I haven't moved it in there yet. So yes, this will be in hopefully a week or so, we'll be able to move that back into the room, into the bedroom.
Okay, that's going to be a fun day.
Yes, it
to be
is.
starting to decorate in there, because you've been working on that room. I mean,
For
it's
so long.
Yeah, for so long, because it's been, a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
So I guess you've been
I'm
waiting on the
excited.
day to put in furniture for a long time.
Exactly. We're still waiting on a few little fixtures and fittings, but then we're almost there. And I'm excited to see it all kind of come together.
Yeah.
So this was what was our blue bedroom. So most of the guest rooms had kind of a color theme. And what was quite tricky in these rooms was we wanted, as we had a guest house, we wanted every room to have a bathroom. And so we needed to find a way to include a bathroom into the rooms. And so there were existing these cupboards, and we had the idea to make on either side of the chimney. So we have here the toilet and the sink. Wow. It's very small, but it works.
It's that you can fit it in a cupboard. But
Yes.
was there a window in it?
Yes, there was always a window.
There was a window.
But you're high enough up, so nobody can ever see you when you're on the toilet.
You have a very nice view here of the trees.
Yes. And then on this side, we have the shower. So we ended up having to, that was quite a headache for Philip to plumb, because we needed to have some height to evacuate all the water. So we ended up having to build it up a little.
Okay.
But everything was, made kind of bespoke. So we even had to have this glass doors made exactly to fit into this.
Oh yeah, because that's the same
Because
width
this is
as
just the cupboard
original.
door, and
Yeah. That's fantastic that you can fit everything. And it had a window.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, actually, this window wasn't there. There was a space where it would have been, but the window had been removed and, boarded up. And so we reinstated this window.
Okay, that must have been quite a job.
Yeah, we did do a lot of replacing of windows wherever we needed to. If we could keep the original, we kept them, but some of them were just too destroyed. So we've gone for these double glazed windows, but they are in the original, they've got the original Espelette handles, which are the 18th century handles, and we had to keep the original look of the windows, and they're all in wood, so yeah.
Nice. And you also have a nice view from here. Is that the, what is that little hut called?
Ah, yes, that's the well.
The well.
That's a well, yes. It's a 50-meter well, which is quite crazy. And they would have used that as their only water source originally.
Okay.
So it's no longer in use, but Philip has been down there. He's had an explore. Well,
50 meters down.
He didn't get 50 meters. I think he went halfway, and that was far enough. He was
traumatized, maybe.
I think he was worried about what would happen if he went lower with the gases.
The gases?
Yes. Apparently, you can have not enough oxygen. So yes, he didn't go to the bottom, but it was fun, and it's all entirely made out of brick. It's incredible.
Yeah. And this fabric is also your design, right?
Yes, I can show you if you want.
Okay.
Turn it around.
Okay, how do we
You
do
should
this?
not be lifting this. This is. Yeah, so this was, as I said, like I like to do different projects for different rooms.
Yeah.
And I felt that with the bedroom for the master suite, I wanted to do rather a fabric for the bed head.
Yeah.
And I had studied screen printing at university and I hadn't done it since. So I decided to get an artwork made up into a screen. And I screen printed this fabric and then upholstered the headboard. So
And you did it all by yourself and the piping as well.
yeah,
That's fantastic, Anna.
thank you. And I used like a linen because obviously in Normandy, this is a region where they're producing and growing a huge amount of linen. So
Yeah.
it made sense to use that as a fabric. But like, I'm very excited to now get that into the bedroom and start to see it come together.
All right, so is that where we're heading next?
Yes.
To the building site.
Yes, let's go. So, we have one more. We have this room here.
Oh.
Also, you'll see that at the moment, a lot of the rooms are being used for storing things.
Of course.
Like a toilet that's going to go into the new bathroom.
Why not? Why not?
But this was the smallest of our guest rooms, and we called it the gold room, even though it's kind of blue.
Yeah.
But because we had this touch of gold with the wallpaper that I made.
Oh,
And and we had the fun trying to make this alcove into a shower and bath. Again, another headache for Philip. It was a lot of fun for him. I think he hated me for making him
making me do it. Okay.
I had this great idea. I was like, this is perfect for a shower. He was like, are you kidding me? But I think it works really well.
It's super luxurious.
Yes.
That you have a bathtub in the middle of a bedroom like this and this alcove. And this was where the bed was supposed to be originally.
Yes, this would have been, they would have had a small single bed and there was a little doorway that went out into the corridor. So they could, anybody who was working here, a servant could come and take away the bedpan or make the bed up.
The bedpan, heating the...
No, bedpan for peeing in, so they didn't have toilets.
Okay.
Yes, lovely, I know. But what's fun in this room is we have this cupboard here. We're currently using it for storing cleaning products.
And
there's a trap door up here that goes up on top of the alcove.
Yeah.
So there's actually a space up there. And during the Second World War, the owners were storing their weapons, their guns, up there. And it was occupied by German soldiers.
I see.
And apparently the officer was sleeping in this room right underneath where they were stashing their guns. So it would have been really difficult and I don't know what.
So what are you storing up there? Is it liquor or?
Yeah, we should be storing.
Kids or?
Yes. Right. Currently not much, but again, we also had this dilemma of how to fit a bathroom in each room, and in such a small room, we had this little cupboard, so that became like the toilet with the sink.
Smart. Smart. It's not that small. I mean, I think you have another perspective now living in a chateau. It's still
It's a good size. It's a good size, but small in comparison to the other rooms.
Yeah.
So this is the current project, the master bedroom, which is almost complete.
Yeah.
You'll see that we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, but you're almost there.
Yeah.
Wow. You've sanded the floor as well.
So the floors are now done. The wallpaper is almost done in here. This is the wallpaper, you can see it better on this wall actually. This is the wallpaper that I designed and then had printed over in the UK, in England, in Northern England.
And you launched it 2 weeks ago or something, and you've sold out.
Yeah, it was quite crazy. Yeah. I mean, I'm incredibly overwhelmed by the response because, I wasn't really expecting that. It was my first ever launch. I didn't know what to expect, but very happy.
You did fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm excited for other people to be using this now in their homes all over the world. So this was inspired by passion flowers, and it's quite a sort of relaxing, calming print because it's just the two-tone colours.
Yeah.
And it almost, from far away, can just look textural.
Yeah.
And I quite like that with my wallpapers, that it can almost just sink into the background. And so if you wanted to put pictures or anything else on top of it, it's not in your face, it's not too much of a statement.
And is the background color here, is it?
It's matching this. So this is aquamarine, which is from Little Green.
Yeah.
And I love this color. It feels modern and also somehow old French.
It feels very French.
Yes, and I think it's like this perfect chateau color that I was so happy when we found it, because it's definitely it's green but with a lot of blue in it.
Yeah.
So I really love it, and I wanted to match that in the wallpaper. Yeah.
Fantastic job.
And in here, so when this is a 19th century room, and these were the rooms that had the least detail in them. So we've added in all of the moldings, we've added in the mirror, and these cupboards didn't exist, and we wanted to make this into a dressing room.
Yeah.
So we needed more storage.
Yeah.
So we had our carpenter copy the same doors that are on the opposite side of the room, and then he created these to match. So they look original.
Yeah.
But but they're not. And then we've had him build in these nice drawers with the oak fronts.
That looks very nice. It's the same color as the
floor. Yeah. And you might recognize the handles.
I do recognize the handles.
So you very kindly, when we were again with you in Sweden, you took us to a really amazing shop where we saw these handles, but they didn't have enough in stock.
Yeah.
So you very kindly got them for us and shipped them, and we're really, really happy with them.
They feel nice.
They do.
Yeah.
They're really solid.
But you didn't need to put any on the other side because you had already...
Yeah, well, we bought some to put here, and then we realized we have already got the key.
Ah, perfect.
So we decided maybe just to keep the key for now, because that works. So yeah.
And also a nice fireplace.
It will be nice when the mess is all gone. Yeah, when we originally came, they were actually using the fireplaces. They had these ceramic fire that they used to heat the rooms, which is ridiculous. So we ended up putting in a huge amount of radiators in the rooms. Yeah. These rooms just didn't have radiators, which was quite crazy. And yeah, we have beautiful fire.
So like a backsplash
Yeah. It's broken, so it needs a little repair, but
it has a lot of charm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So this is obviously the dressing room.
Yes.
And you made an ottoman.
Yes, which you might have just spotted. Yes. And that's also printed. Yeah.
So you're going to put that in the middle?
That will go here in the middle, and it's in this orangey, rusty orange colour, because I thought that'd be a nice contrast.
Yes.
And it's also with a very geometric print.
Yeah.
And it's a geometric print which is inspired by a Swedish textile artist. So everything has a little bit of Sweden in it for me at the moment, but I'm excited. Yeah, I'm going to be putting that in the middle.
Yeah.
We thought about building some more drawers in the middle here. And in the end, I think we have enough storage, and I think it will be nice. It will probably become a dumping ground for clothes, but I will try. I mean, now we have enough cupboards.
That's also a function that you need in a dressing room. You need a dumping ground.
Yes, yeah. So we're almost there with this space. Just need some light fittings.
Yeah.
And this is also a work in progress. This is the bathroom, will be the ensuite bathroom.
Yeah.
And I've been currently working on staining this bathroom furniture.
All right.
So it's almost there. You can see we've gone for this really nice kind of very dark brown.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to look nice.
It is.
When we've got the marble, we just had the marble guy come to measure up for the marble. So that's going to be fitted hopefully in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
And
you have a really nice bath. That you restore yourself. Yes. I remember.
Yes. Again, we were always on quite a tight budget, but that meant we had to get creative.
Yeah.
And you can find these cast iron baths very inexpensively in France secondhand, but most of them need to be restored. So Philipp researched and found a product which you can use to enamel. It's not actually enamel, but it does a similar job. And you use that, you sort of pour it on, and it self-levels. And that way you can restore a vintage bath. So we've done that several times now, 3 baths.
Yeah.
And we've got better with everyone. Yeah. Because the first one we had to redo it a couple of times.
That's brave.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a really nice view
from the bath.
From the bath.
I'm excited, yeah.
Outside.
Yeah. And yeah, we're getting there. It's a lot of work, but everything we do, it's really taking time to find the right pieces, and we try to repurpose, restore things. So it takes more time than just buying things brand new, but
of course
it makes it more personal.
And then you have a really nice, like a double shower. It's a large one.
Yeah, it's a large one. It's just going to be a single shower, but when we were doing the layout and the design, we actually asked a lot of our audience to help us to come up with some ideas. And we had some great different propositions. And there originally was a door here that was the only entrance into the bathroom. And well, you had a door here and here. And we decided it made more sense to close that door off. We reopened what would have been an original opening, which had been blocked off.
Right.
And reopened that. And then we had this space that we thought, well, we just need to fill it. So we've got a really nice, generous size shower, or we will have when it's done. Yeah.
With a real nice, the marble tile.
Yeah, marble tiles. And again, the same on the floor. We've gone for this black and white kind of diamond checker board effect, which is very typical of 19th century homes, and I think it just brings in a little bit of character to. It's quite a simple room, but I think with the dark touches, I quite like that.
And it works well now with this one being dark as well.
Yeah, we really hesitated with that because it's a beautiful oak furniture, and Benoit made it for us, and we couldn't decide whether to paint it or not, but we felt that it was more in keeping with our style to have it stained. It was the first time staining, and we made some mistakes, but we've learned a lot, and now I think I'm getting there. I could be an ebonist. I could do this.
And then we're walking into what becomes
The bedroom. Yes.
Your bedroom.
So the idea is that we're going to move down here.
Yeah.
Because currently we're up in our small apartment up on the second floor. So it's going to be a big change because this is a massive space.
Yeah.
And we've gone for this lovely blue color. It's Etruria from Little Green. And I love it because it's a dark blue, but it's also somehow muted. It's not, it's got a bit of that aged vintage feel to it. And we went for saturating the whole room in the color, which makes it more cozy and sort of intimate. And
and it's a bit more modern to color drench it like this. It's really, really nice. You have many windows in here as well.
Yeah.
And this is also cupboards.
So these cupboards were originally here, and then on this side we had a shelf, and we decided we could make this into a coiffeuse, which is what's the word in English? Can't think of the word. For doing your makeup and hair. So this, it needs a bit of wax to help it, but it's. Hang on. I need to put some candle wax to make it slide. It will.
All right, so you're going to put like lights and
we're going to put some lights, a mirror here. Then it'll have all the products, and then I'm going to make a little stool or covered stool or something that I can, keep.
So this is going to be your space, or
yes, for me.
Okay,
for me. But I'm sure I will probably end up doing my makeup in the bathroom because the light is much better. But I thought it was quite a cute space.
It is.
So even if it's just for storing things in here. Yeah.
Really nice. So you're going to put the bed over there, I assume?
Bed over there. And originally I've been looking for mirrors to put over the fireplaces. But a friend of mine told me that it's very bad feng shui, which I'm not at all really into. I don't know much about it, but she said you shouldn't have a mirror in front facing your bed, apparently. Have you heard that?
I'm not that into feng shui, but no.
So you would you put an art, or would you put a piece of art or a mirror here?
I could do both. Maybe a mirror?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So maybe we'll just go anti-feng shui and we'll just go for the mirror. Because I think it would sort of lighten this area if I had a bit of a gilded mirror here. We're still on the hunt for a nice big oversized mirror to put here.
Okay, this is going to be a lovely space for you.
Yes. Yeah.
3 rooms like this.
Yeah.
This is a dream.
And that's it for the tour, guys. I really hope you liked it. And next episode, we're still in France, but we're going thrift shopping. But it's not all fun and games because we almost get arrested. So see you in next episode.